What's up YouTube? Today I'm bringing you a nice little gameplay, 81 to 10 on Parish with the PPM 90. Rapid fire, running around like a crazy person, so that's about it. But today I'm going to be talking about Modern Warfare 3, the game. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I know a lot of people hate it. I know a lot of people like went back to Black Ops or Modern Warfare 2. So a few of my opinions, maybe leave some of yours in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to me for a bit more of this, that'd be much appreciated. So Modern Warfare 3, the game I love to hate. I think first of all, my biggest gripe with the game is something called lag compensation. The way this works, basically, no game over an internet connection can have a perfect connection, obviously. A dedicated server is a server that runs a lobby but doesn't have a player running on it at the same time. So one lobby separate to the players. Obviously that means that nobody's getting the advantage of being the host. The way Call of Duty works on consoles is a system called peer-to-peer, aka P2P. And this is basically where one console, one system is the host. So they're a host, they're running a connection, and they're also playing on the connection themselves. So what that means is the host will have a flawless connection because the game's running on their system, so there's no delay for the data to reach the host because they are the host. This is a byproduct of the P2P setup in all multiplayer games. But a lot of people complain that that's unfair because the host has advantage. I just think that is the way it works. Unless you bring in dedicated servers, that's the way it works. And even if you bring in dedicated servers, somebody who's closer to that server, say someone who's in UK with a UK server, they're going to have a better connection than someone in Japan. So either way, you can't avoid it. It's just a byproduct of the way these games work. In Modern Warfare 2, it was normal. So if you had a good connection, you'd get host, and you'd keep host, and you would have a flawless connection. I think that's just the way it is. But since Black Ops, they've implemented like an aggressive form of lag compensation, and what that is, basically artificial lag gets added to the host, like relative to the person who's lagging. So if the host runs up on someone who's got a shit connection, then he's going to have a disadvantage that's added artificially by the game. So the amount of people, if you search YouTube for lag compensation, it's just ridiculous. The amount of people complaining that they're shooting someone in the back only for them to turn around and shoot them, and it's ridiculous. If you look at the kill cam, what you saw happen doesn't actually happen. So I hate that. To be fair, in Black Ops I didn't really notice it because I had like a standard 2 to 8 megabyte connection. But since Modern Warfare 3, I've had fibre optic, and that runs at like between 25 and 35 megabytes, upload of about 7 to 8 megabytes. So I get host 90% of the time. Sometimes it's alright, but sometimes it's just a joke. Like if there's a lagger in the lobby when I'm host, that will fuck me up. So I normally will have a delay over them. So I start shooting them, they shoot me, and I pretty much die instantly. I don't feel that usual being hit feeling. I don't feel like dead. It's just like dead instantly. The lagger will normally have the advantage and quite often win over me. The worst thing about it, that I can put up with, but the worst thing is my frame rate drops. So my frames per second go down and it starts like juttering, starts being really glitchy when I'm running. That I just think is ridiculous. Like, fair enough, I understand the concept of trying to compensate for other people's lag disadvantage, but come on, like, if you can't do something real, just make it how it should be. Just make it like reality. Like the way I see it, it's like telling a landlord that they have to let people move into their house for free, but then the landlord has to sleep on the couch and they get his king size sofa. So what's the point? Like, the game needs a stable connection to run on, so why are you punishing me for paying more for my connection that will give other players in the lobby a good experience? Yeah, I get the shit experience. So yeah, I think that's my biggest problem with this game. Like, a lot of people have actually downgraded their internet, and I'm quite tempted to do that. I'm going to speak to my provider and see if they can do something for me. Maybe just cap my connection a bit, or ideally cap the upload speed, which is what hosting relies on. So yeah, that's my biggest problem. I think overall, weapon balance isn't too bad. I know you've got the FMG Akimbos. Even since they were patched, they're still pretty beast. You've still got the noobs who just run around with them as the primary weapon. I do use them, but they're my backup, my secondary, and I barely ever take them out. Anytime I find someone with a primary, I'll always switch to my secondary and swap for it anyway. So I barely ever use my secondaries. I guess the striker has a high rate of fire, but also quite high damage, so I think the damage should be a bit less since it can fire quite quickly. So I guess the striker's not too great. Overall, I think the negatives in this game aren't too bad, but if I'm honest, it's quite a sloppy game. Like, I know the main Infinity Ward members left, and this game was made with basically what they left behind. But there's just a lot of attention to detail missing. For example, like in Black Ops, they brought in a new thing where if you aim at the objective icon, like the flag icon, it goes like translucent. You can see through it, so it doesn't block your view. Don't know why they didn't put that in this. That's moving backwards. The game's meant to be moving forwards. And another thing, I think it's just ridiculous and just shows their lack of awareness. There's the MOAB. Is when you're watching a kill cam and it's like a thrown object, like a C4 or a grenade or whatever, the camera follows the throwing knife or grenade all the way, so it stays with it. Whereas in Modern Warfare 2, Infinity Ward had the presence of mind to realise that once that knife hits the person, you're not going to see anything if the camera follows the knife into the person. So the way they used to do it was the camera would stop just before the person, so you'd actually see where the knife hits. It wouldn't just be once the knife hits then blank screen with like some hands flying past it or something. So yeah, that's one thing. I think the pace of the game is great. The weapon damage is high, so you have to be very tactical to spot an opponent first, as well as then having quick reflexes to eliminate them. The kill streaks are fairly decent, but can be shot down by noobs too easily in my opinion. Take the Osprey for example, a 17 kill streak, but the amount of times I've had them shot down the moment they enter the battlefield, I think that's ridiculous. I think the Specialist Strike package is the best new thing in the game. It can be really annoying dying if you're playing Specialist. Really, you want to be streaking and keeping that Specialist bonus. So it's only rewarding if you can consistently reach that 7 kill streak and keep that bonus going. Like when you hit Specialist bonus, you're just like fucking Rambo on steroids. I think the Support Strike package, well, I'm not so keen on it. It's a good idea, but I don't think it should reward the player with a lethal kill streak. If you can't string together some kills, I just don't think you deserve to have kills rewarded. I think support anyway should mean like support, so radars, the mini helicopter, things like that. Yeah, they support your players, but getting kills, that doesn't support your players. Like the stealth bomber, things like that. I don't think you should have that for just capturing a bunch of flags and not having to stay alive whilst doing that. Like, I don't think that's a good idea. Death streaks, I won't even go into that because I just think they don't belong in the game. In the MOAB, a great streak because it doesn't end the game like the nuke did in Modern Warfare 2. I look forward to trying to get the Black Ops 2 hidden streak, which I think is a 5,000 score streak. I think that's a 30 kill streak, I'm not sure about that. Overall, I've enjoyed my Modern Warfare 3 experience. Like what Elite brought to it, for example. I've won quite a few Lone Wolf operations, got a few champion badges. I've won an Astro Gaming headset, won a hoodie, a cap, a t-shirt, 16GB USB stick. So that's been a great new thing. I think the new face-off modes and maps were really cool. I enjoyed free-for-all gunplay, but then they removed one in the chamber and gun game, which was the only two maps I really played for. I haven't really been too keen on the way they trip-fed us maps. I prefer when like you get a bunch of maps at once, so if you go into that playlist you're playing like 4 or 5 new maps and you don't get bored of them. But when they're just giving you like 2, you quickly get bored of them and just go back into the main playlists. So I think overall the game's been a success. Yeah, there's various flaws, but it's kept me coming back. So I'd rate it about a 3.5 out of 5. So could have been better, but what it did do, I think it did it well. Really enjoyed this gameplay. Like, I love the franticness of Parish. When both teams are spread out all across the map though, the spawns do get ridiculous, but if you're an experienced team, you're not going to be spread out across the whole map. You're going to choke the map and stick to your territory. So thanks for watching, guys. Please check out my combat guide on Amazon. It's available for Kindle, iPhone, Android, PC and Mac. I've got a lot of real life combat knowledge, so I combine this with 8 to 10 years of playing first person shooters since Rainbow Six Raven Shield on a PC, which was beast. I still enjoy that every time I play it. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously I haven't spoke much about how I achieved this MOAB, but obviously you can watch how I'm moving, how I position myself. Using a rapid class like this on this map is very effective because it's quite a tight map, so you need to be able to run around quick and also lay down a lot of fire in a short space of time. Rapid fire, extended mags, because this gun will run out of bullets quite quickly. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned a bit. Take care. Good luck getting your MOAB. I'll see you in Black Ops 2.